Hello everyone, this is Bible, and I'm going to talk about witchcraft controlling slaves in Africa, okay? And it wasn't Jesus Christ that did it. They blamed it on Jesus Christ, okay? Witchcraft controlling slaves in Africa, why these Africans blamed it on Jesus Christ, okay? Now, there is a video, okay? I'm going to talk about it. There's a video of an African prince, okay, who went to Africa, and he came across the slave chambers in Africa. Hear me out well. This African tour guide explained to him how slavery began and how those African slaves end up being slaves like they were. So he explained to the man, he said, there was a treaty between the Catholic popes and the African kings. Now, hear me out well. The Catholic popes, I've explained this in quite a few ways in my channel about these Catholic popes. They sit on top of the Illuminati pyramid scheme. So these are strictly full-blown Satanist demons. You have the gray pope, the black pope, and the white pope. The gray pope sits on the top of the pyramid scheme of the Illuminati with Lucifer. He's on the top. So he's like the major false prophet of Lucifer. Major. Okay, so he's calling all the shots down below. So these Catholic popes are actually Satanists, full-blown demons in the flesh. Okay, now, Africa do not worship Jesus Christ. They are strictly blown voodooists. Voodoo, they have voodoo festivals every year. They are big on voodoo, okay? So, him explaining this was making a lot of sense. He said, well, the Catholic popes came together with the African kings. They did and signed a treaty. That water fountain that sits in front of the slave chambers, they danced around the water fountain, did a voodoo chant to get the slaves under submission, okay? Now, this is how slavery began. It was their witchcraft voodoo that did it, of course. How else can you get someone under submission if you don't put them under voodoo or spell? Okay? So, they did voodoo rituals to get these people under submission. Witchcraft, hoodoo, okay? There are articles about this, right? You got articles about white supremacy and witchcraft. You got articles about witchcraft control. This is the type of stuff about how voodoo and all this witchcraft began. The white supremacy witchcraft, I read about Marie Laveau. I'm from Louisiana, okay? And Marie Laveau was a voodoo priestess in New Orleans at the Catholic Church. Now, Catholic churches are big on voodoo too, okay? So they're not Christian-like. Big voodoo priestess of the Catholic Church in New Orleans. She's pretty much buried there. But she's also had slaves under her submission. She was a hairdresser and had slaves as well. And also, she probably killed her husbands, because you know how voodoo people do, talking about her husbands mysteriously died. But this is the history, true history, was witches was owning the slaves. Okay, they were the ones that was behind this game, and they the main ones was doing it, yet they'll tell you it's Jesus Christ did it. Okay, don't believe that lie. Okay, we all know Africa is not big on the worshiping Jesus Christ. We should all know this. They big on black magic, right? You got liars that once I told them, they big on voodoo. They'll say, oh, no, we worship Jesus Christ. They don't worship Jesus Christ. Much as I talk to Africans, they always despise and reject him. It's just obvious fact. They despise, reject him, talking about they worship their African deities, which is still voodoo and still their witchcraft and their demonic spirits. So there's articles about witchcraft control, witchcraft owning slaves. Marie Laveau was going back and forth with a witch. They were casting spells. The woman was casting spells back. One woman cast a spell on the men that raped her because Marie Laveau put a spell on them to do it, and cast a spell on the police and not talk about the case again. So they cast a spell to kill and not talk about the case. I mean, the witch cast a spell on those rapists to kill them, and the police never talk about it. So that's how witches are getting over. They casting spells to make these people forget about certain cases, killing people with their spells, and they use it for their submission for slavery. Okay, so that's how slavery began. So I want to get you a hip on that, right? So now, since I have told you and explained to you how it began in depth through that tour guide that was over the slave chambers, here's Psalms 81. Okay, now I'm gonna read from right here. I'm gonna read from right here, 10. Okay, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. Now, Egypt was big on witchcraft. Okay, that's located in Africa. Big on witchcraft. But my people would not hearken to my voice. Okay, and Israel would none of me. So I gave them up unto their own hearts' lust, and they walk in their own counsels. Oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways, I should soon have subdued their enemies, and turned my hands against their adversaries. The haters of the Lord should have submitted themselves unto him. But there should have endured forever. He should have fed them also with the finest of the wheat, and with honey out of the rock should I have satisfied thee. So the Lord is pretty much telling you right there that because these people did not hearken unto him and have rejected him to serve Lucifer, he has given them to their own adversary, to their own enemy. They've been given up to serve the beast and be in bondage, pretty much. So if you don't serve God the Creator, then you will be given up to the adversary. And see right there, they're adversaries. But the haters of the Lord, see? Now, if you were to submit to God, okay, that my people have hearkened unto him and walk in his ways, he would deliver you from the hands of their enemies and turn against your adversaries. Turn says my hand against their adversaries. Okay, so right there shows you that God is for delivering you from the hands of the enemy to get you to be set free. But yet we have people that's lying against the Bible and saying that's not the case. Jesus Christ put people in slavery. That's a lie. Witchcraft did. Now, if you look here, verse 15, Samuel. For rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness as iniquity of idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he had also rejected thee from being king. Again, you rejected God, then you're going to be in bondage by Lucifer. That's just how that works. Okay, y'all out here want to reject the king and then blaming him, okay, in the same sense for you not serving the king. So, people, witchcraft's the one started slavery, not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is God.